The desert that witnessed everything, the Herero and Namaqua tragedy, a dark chapter of African history, riddled. The Namib Desert is ancient, older than kingdoms, older than maps. Its dunes shift with the wind, but beneath them lies a silence heavy with memory, for the desert witnessed something the world tried to forget. In the early 1900s, the Herero and Nama peoples lived across the vast lands of what is now Namibia. Cattle herders, traders, warriors, and families who understood the harsh beauty of the desert better than any outsider. Their lives were woven into the soil, their stories carved into the stones and valleys. But a storm was coming from across the ocean. The German Empire, hungry for colonies and power, claimed the land as German Southwest Africa. At first, the people tried to coexist, but land was seized, cattle stolen, women assaulted. And unfair treaties became chains wrapped in the shape of signatures. Tension brewed like thunder. Behind a dark cloud, then, in 1904, the Herero people under Chief Samuel Maharero rose in resistance. They were fighting for land, for dignity, for their children's future. The German response was swift and merciless. General Lothar von Trotha, the man sent to crush the uprising, issued a proclamation that chilled even some of his own commanders. Every Herero must leave the land. If they do not, I will force them out with the Groot roar, the great cannon. I will no longer accept women or children. They must all leave or die. It was not a war order. It was a death sentence. The Battle of Waterberg became the breaking point. Outgunned and outnumbered, thousands of Herero families fled eastward with what little they could carry into the burning jaws of the Omahik Desert, an unforgiving stretch of endless sand. Von Trotha's soldiers followed, sealing the water holes behind them. Where water once saved lives, now only dryness waited. For miles, the desert floor glittered with abandoned belongings, dolls, calabashes, blankets left by people too weak to carry them. Mothers held children who had long stopped crying. Men staggered. Delirious with thirst, many lay down where they fell and never rose again. The desert was hotter than fire and quieter than death. But it remembers everything. The Nama people, led by Chief Hendrik Witbooi and later by Jacob Marenga, also resisted German rule. Their fate was just as brutal. They were hunted, starved, and forced into concentration camps, some of the first in modern history, at Shark Island. A spit of land near Lodderitz, the wind carried the sound of suffering across the gray waves. Prisoners were worked to death, families torn apart, bodies buried in unmarked graves, or sometimes not buried at all. Scientists came to collect skulls for racist research, adding another layer of horror to the tragedy. By the time the dust settled, up to 80% of the Herero and half of the Nama people had been wiped out. Yet the story does not end with silence. Survivors, emaciated, traumatized, but unbroken, slowly rebuilt their communities. They passed down the memories in whispers, in songs, in names etched onto cattle horns and carved into stone. They refused to let the world forget, and today, the descendants of those who endured still stand on the same land their ancestors fought for. They speak their languages, they tell their stories, they honor those who vanished into the desert winds. The German Empire tried to erase a people, but the people endured, and the desert, wide and eternal, carries their memory in every shifting dune, a reminder, a warning, and a testament to resilience.